And so we take those skills and experience that we have in the fix and flip space. We actually have the ability to help brand new people who want to get involved in the industry, who want to find the profitability in the fix and flip space. We actually have the ability and the skill set now to help them, coach them, lead them through the process of figuring out not only how to find the project, how to do the scope of work and do the estimates, and then come alongside them with some hard money loans, some HELOC loans that they may need to, raise the capital for the down payment, and the investment capital, and then to be able to profit of it.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is based in New Braunfels, Texas. He's a private money lender and provides solutions for real estate investors, including DSCR loans, and he's an active investor as well. Please welcome Scott Richerson. Scott, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dylan. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. It's a great day here in Santo Domingo. I lived in Texas for a handful of years before moving out here, so I always like to have fellow Texans on the show here. But I like to start off at the top, Scott, by asking guests how they got into the real estate space.
Yeah, a couple different ways. One, my wife, after 27 years of nursing, decided she didn't want to be a nurse anymore. And so it forced kind of her to look at different spots, different spaces, and what she wanted to do. One of our friends is a mortgage broker, is now our business partner in the brokerage firm. And so she began a year or so ago, a little bit over a year ago, in being a mortgage loan officer, and then a partnership in the brokerage came. And then as all of that occurred, we were kind of looking at what's next for us over the long haul, and realized real estate was probably the right space for us. And so I got involved, I got licensed, and then obviously our two LLCs in the brokerage firm became a really viable source of being able to expand into different offerings to provide solutions really for the real estate space, in hard money lending, DSCR stuff, residential lending, commercial lending, things of that nature. So it really kind of turned into something that I don't think any of us really anticipated. And then on top of that, my brother has been in the real estate fix and flip space for about 15 years.
There it is.
He's much younger than I am. And that's what got us involved in the investment side, is he tied us together with our business partner out of Pennsylvania, where we do, fix and flips. We do 3 or 4 fix and flips in Colorado a year. And so that became part of what we do. And so we take those skills and experience that we have in the fix and flip space. We actually have the ability to help brand new people who want to get involved in the industry, who want to find the profitability in the fix and flip space. We actually have the ability and the skill set now to help them, coach them, lead them through the process of figuring out not only how to find the project, how to do the scope of work and do the estimates, and then come alongside them with some hard money loans, some HELOC loans that they may need to, raise the capital for the down payment, and the investment capital, and then to be able to profit of it.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I mean, how about, a client just today that I'm working with to get his first draw off of his hard money loan for his rehab of a house that he's doing in just up the street in San Marcos. Blue collar guy, 50 grand a year kind of guy, and he's got the potential to make a year's worth of income in one deal. So really trying to help people just get into the space where it can be life-changing in a lot of ways.
That'll make me fall in love with real estate, as if I got my annual income in one deal. I want to ask you about getting into the private money space and business purpose loans, coming from outside of the real estate space, right, and making a pivot. How did you decide to get into the lending side? Was it the influence of your brother? Did you have other folks telling you lending is really the end game, or how did you decide I'm going to pivot to lending?
Well, in both the fix and flip space and the business space, my background is really about looking at equations. And so, in a fix and flip deal, you don't buy a house, you buy an equation. That equation has margin and turn rate to it. And so when you think about the volume involved in lending and the commission structure involved in lending, it's all about turn rate and margin. So, versus being an agent to where you've got, maybe 8 or 10, maybe 15. If you're knocking the ball off the cover, you do 15 deals a year, maybe 20 deals a year if you're like killing it. Well, in lending, you want to do 160 deals a year, right? You want to do 100 deals a year. You can do 4, 5, 10 loans a week. And so to grow, it's much easier to scale that part of the real estate space. And so when you add to that the variety of tools that private money, investment money, things of that nature bring to the table, then you can provide a holistic solution to multiple problems versus, this is military town USA. So, we have lots of soldiers buying VA loans. Well, if we were just the one trick pony of VA loans, we'd be limited to that aspect. And so lending just gives us a broader spectrum of being able to come alongside people, realize their real estate dreams, whether that's investment or ownership or both, and be able to provide real solutions for real people.
For me, it was pretty clear when I was working with single family home fix and flippers, and we would have a deal as a wholesaler myself where it was looking like everything was tied up and about to close. And then a handful of days before closing, or even the day before closing, the lender would say, we need this. And it would throw everybody into kind of a frenzy. And I had that happen enough times where I realized the lending portion of all deals as a realtor, but also as a wholesaler, is the most important part of the deal. Without the financial backing, the deal is not a deal at all. And so even recently, I've thought about, hey, maybe I should get involved in the lending side, because that's really the crux of everything. People even, when they're looking at investment properties or when they're looking at their forever home, the first thing, a realtor or anybody will ask for is, do you have financing set up? And so to me, it is the end game. I want to ask you about some of the specifics in this space, and I want to get a little bit granular, maybe give away some of the gold here, Scott, but not all of it. DSCR is now very, very, very popular. It seems like everybody is doing DSCR, from folks who cater towards investors and fix and flippers, but also you've got a lot of DSCR. I see it happening in conventional as well. They've added that product. Do you see this expansion as well in your business? Are you seeing lots of people asking for these types of creative financing setups?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, we do. And we find it in a very interesting slot. We find it in the Section 8 housing, believe it or not. So a guy goes to the government websites to figure out what Section 8 reimbursements are for a particular region, goes and finds, several single family homes that he wants to put Section 8 housing in, arranges a 1-to-1 or 1.2, 1.25 ratio of DSCR loans, and ends up having the government, pay 4, 5, 6, 7, and sometimes $800 positive cash flow a month on these homes. And it's a very interesting, business model. I think I'm a little leery of it because I think there's going to be a day when the government goes, we're just not going to do that much of that anymore. But maybe there's not. Maybe that's just an everlasting kind of thing. I don't know. Um, it's weird down here in Texas. We've seen, because of the drought, I live pretty close to Canyon Lake, which is about 10 miles away, and it's a huge DSCR environment. There's lots of Airbnb rentals going around. There's actually a 72 unit project that's for sale. 12 miles from here for $8.2 million. And it's got DSCR capabilities written all over it. The problem that you have with that is we've been in a drought. So the lake is, up until 3 weeks ago when the floods happened down here. It was 60% at level. Like you couldn't even get a boat on it. All the boat ramps were closed. And so like that Airbnb space, the bottom fell out of it. And so it's kind of like, what do we do there? And so we've seen a lot of investors revert back to single family rentals, quad rentals, doing, duplexes and quadplexes and things of that nature. So
I'm
we've seen a
familiar
lot
with
of that
Canyon
shift.
Lake. I've been to Canyon Lake several times for deals, and I remember going to the lake, wanted to check it out, and yeah, it wasn't much of a lake. When was the last time Canyon Lake was Canyon Lake?
Well, the last time it was full was about 7 years ago when it was full, and it's slowly been it got to 42% capacity just this last year in 2024. And so we had the floods upstream of the Guadalupe River, and it forced a whole bunch of water down and raised it up to about it currently sits at about 65%, 70% capacity, but it's still got a long ways to go.
It's got a long ways to
We need
go.
some rain. It's got a long ways to go. We need some rain, but the rain and the lake water and the river water is what brings the tourists, which is what drives
Right.
Airbnb stuff down here. So, until those things are corrected, until God sees fit to bring more rain, we're going to be shifting from Airbnb space into single and small multifamily DSCR stuff. So, yeah.
Speaking of water, you're in a great area for people coming and tourism to a certain degree. New Braunfels, Texas is an unbelievable area. You've got, what is it called? Floating the river right in New Braunfels. It's really a great
Yep.
area.
Yeah, it is. And, as long as the river's flowing, everything's good, but they're spring fed. And so the rivers. And so, a lot of times, if the lake's low, they're going to shut the lower Guadalupe down. The Comal River, which is the shortest river in Texas, it's only 2 miles long, is spring fed. And this last year, the spring quit producing water twice. And so the river almost went dry. And so it was crazy.
I did not know that was a thing. I know everybody likes to float the river, and that's really a whole day activity. I want to ask you a little bit about some of the different strategies. We're both have been active in Texas. You're currently there, and I was living there over the last several years. When folks are looking at getting into the real estate space, they're looking at short-term rentals, they're looking at fix and flip, they're looking at long-term. You've got corporate housing. You mentioned that your wife was a nurse for many years. There's a lot of people who are catering towards travel, business people, and medical professionals. And you're involved, I'm sure, in financing for lots of different deals and across different asset classes. Do you have any feedback for folks who may be thinking about getting into Texas real estate and are trying to choose, a location, whether it's New Braunfels, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin, but also what type of asset they'd like to own, be it a fix and flip or a short-term rental or long-term or corporate housing or maybe multifamily?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah. So from a location standpoint, population density is important. You know, there's spaces in Texas, and I'm a native Texan. There's spaces in Texas where you just there's just not enough people, and there's just not enough transition to be successful. Just there's no draw. One of the things that we do is we go down to Dilley, Texas, where the prisoners we go to prison. We take our ministries into prison as a local church, and the reality is there ain't nothing happening in Dilley, Texas, right? I mean, so unless you're going to get into buy and hold and you're going to do rental properties in Dilley, Texas, there ain't nothing else to do down there. And so, nobody's wanting to move to Dilley, and there's no professionals coming into Dilley. There's no doctors coming into Dilley. You don't have professional short-term rentals going on there. And so it's really limited. So if you're going to look at the broader spectrum of real estate investment, you need to get into a place that's got population density. So any of the big cities or the surrounding cities. New Braunfels is actually perfect. It's close to San Antonio. It's close to Austin. It's in between. It draws a lot of people here. And so a place like New Braunfels, a place like San Antonio, Houston, all the surrounding areas of Houston. And again, you want to pick those that are economically sustainable or transitional. And so San Marcos is just a little place north. It's somewhat of an impoverished city, but at the end of the day, there's lots of fix and flip opportunities there. How to choose which way you go is going to come down to two things. I think two things. One is risk tolerance. If you have a high tolerance for risk, then you have the personality and you have the ability to sustain through some uncomfortable aspects of fix and flip or multifamily kind of stuff. If you need something that's less risky, again, turn to the mathematics of a buy and hold long-term rental, solid, where you're buying the property, right? You have to remember, in real estate, you don't make the money when you sell it. You actually make the money when you buy the property, whether that's in a fix and flip or in a long-term hold. Your profitability portion of that transaction, whether that's a long-term transaction or a short-term transaction. When I say short-term, we try to do our fix and flips between 100 and 120 days between first close and selling close. We try to get those done in 120 days. And so you're talking about 3 months.
Yeah.
And so, the reality is that if you can handle the turbulence of that and you're okay with money being at risk and some fear factor coming in about whether the deal's going to close or sell or all those kind of things, or whether you're going to go over budget on your rehab budget, this, that, and the other, then, fix and flip might be for you. The second aspect of deciding what sector to get involved in is your access to capital. You need capital to get in the space. You don't need necessarily cash You can borrow that as you go through, but you're going to need access to capital, whether that's your retirement capital, whether that's equity in your primary residence, whether that is something you got tied up in a 401k and needed to flip that to a self-directed 401k, anything of that nature. You've got to have access to capital. And so one of the solutions that we provide new investors or first-time investors is getting access to capital. And that access to capital through us is done either through a HELOC or a HELoan, where they access the equity in their primary residence to take that and to go into the real estate market. Hard money lenders, DSCR lenders, they don't care where your down payment's coming from. They don't care you got it out of your primary residency. So, go. And so if you're gonna do a long-term rental, then just be okay understanding that you're going to make the money in the real estate when you purchase the asset, not when you sell it, right? You have to buy the asset correctly. You have to evaluate it, and you have to buy it right. You can't pay too much for it and get away with it. That's the one thing about real estate on either spectrum, whether you're in DSCR, long-term rentals, you're in multifamily, or whether you're in fix or flip, it doesn't matter. If you make the mistake of paying too much, you're in trouble. And so you have to buy the property. You have to evaluate the property correctly, and you have to purchase the asset at the beginning of your process correctly. If you do that, you're going to make a lot of money. If you don't, you're going to lose a lot. You could lose a lot of money, or at the minimum, frustrate yourself in a break-even situation, which, nobody does this to break even. So,
Right.
or at least
No
I haven't met anybody that wants to do it to break even. Let's put it that way.
Otherwise, yeah, you just put your money into Wall Street. One of the things that you mentioned is the money's made on the buy. And then we also we're talking about the Section 8 and how long those type of models will be viable for, especially as it relates to some types of alternative financing. And I think one of the hallmarks of an effective real estate operator, not just for a year or 2 years or 5 years, but 10, 15, 20 years plus, is the ability to buy correctly and also pivot. I had an investor on this show tell me, you've got to stand tall, but you've also got to be able to keep your knees slightly bent so that you can pivot when you need to. And I think that's so true. I mean, whether it's going from being a wholesaler to a fix and flipper to long-term housing or into private money, which is this progression that I've seen a lot of people take, you do have to have that ability to pivot. We are coming up on time here, though, Scott. Where can folks go if maybe they're looking for some private capital, or they may have a deal that they'd like you to look at, or if they're in the greater New Braunfels area and they'd like to reach out to you?
Yeah, you can reach us one of three ways. Just email us at scott@upwardlendinghillcountry.com. It's scott@upwardlendinghillcountry.com. You can go to our website, upwardlendinghillcountry.com, or, you can just call me on the cell phone, 830-730-7916. We'd be glad to just have a conversation about what your hopes and dreams are and see if we can get you started going down the right path.
Scott, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
You bet, Dylan. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.